Welcome and thank you for joining me today for 60-minute prenatal yoga class. So if we were in person, this is the part where I would welcome you individually, uh, introduce myself. My name is Susan Martin. I am a experienced yoga instructor, working currently on my 500 hour. Um, and I have also a 9-month-old baby myself, who's in the other room. You might hear her a little later. Um, and I've just recently gone through the journey of pregnancy, prenatal, and postnatal. So this has been a really fun um, experience for me, learning all these prenatal techniques and how um, I experienced the journey myself and how I can now, in turn, uh, use this knowledge and this experience to assist others on their journey. So if we were in person, I would just check in, see how you were doing, see how far along in your pregnancy you are, first, second, third trimester, how many weeks, and then also just kind of tapping into your yoga experience to see if this is your first class, to see if you're an avid practitioner, if you practice traditional yoga or strictly just the prenatal capacity, just to kind of get a gauge on your experience level. And yeah, just to get a little gauge on that. So I invite you to just take a seat. Before we do, let's make sure that we have some items to assist you before we get comfortable. So I have 2 blocks. I'm sitting on one right now. So one block here, and then I'm sitting on one block. So maybe 2, 3, 4 blocks if you have. I also have some yoga blankets. I just have one full to side, but if you'd like more than one, and also if you don't have any blocks, some thick books or some hard boxes could work in a pinch too. If you don't have actual like the Mexican blankets, you can also use towels or blankets that you have around the house. Pillows can also work as well. I also have 2 bolsters. I have a smaller bolster, flat one, and a round, bigger bolster to use too. So anything like that. If you have pillows, cushions, couch cushions, anything that you have at home to work. If we were in the studio, obviously we would have props for you to use. But right now in the virtual world, we use what we can. So as we find a comfortable seat, also depending on how far along you are in your pregnancy, what is comfortable for you. I know for me, when I was pregnant, there was a lot of things that were really not comfortable. And at the point, which I'm actually still currently, my tailbone still bothers me sometimes. And I'm 9 months postpartum, so just make sure you're comfortable. I always needed something underneath of my sitting bones to lift my hips above my knees. That was the only way I was comfortable, because otherwise I dumped into my low back. So make sure that you maybe take a blanket, a small pillow, maybe you roll up a towel or something, or a block, or if you have a meditation cushion or one of your bolsters, go ahead and sit yourself up. I like to sit in an easy seated pose. If you prefer, if that doesn't feel good on your knees, you can always find a comfortable seat with something in between you and the ground. If sitting directly on your heels doesn't feel good, and then maybe kind of just sitting back on your heels with your knees in front. So really find what works for you. If you do feel more comfortable sitting on the ground, do so. So speaking of this, I'm really want to offer that during this practice to really listen to your own body here. Um, and that um, you this is your practice. I am simply a guide making suggestions. So you are allowed to focus on your own individual needs in this class. If something that I'm offering doesn't resonate with you, please feel free to adjust it, to shift it. And always make sure that you are comfortable. We never want pain. And especially while we're pregnant, we also want to be extra careful. Really pushing too deep into poses, and I will get more into that as we get into the meat of the class. So rest is always allowed. Anytime you just need to kind of take a seat, maybe stand up and walk around. If you want to take a child's pose or lay on your side or anything that you need, it's always, always, always allowed. And anytime that you need a drink, you need a snack, that's listen to your body, what you need. If you feel dizzy at any time, stop. Take a drink, rest. Just really listen to what you need during this time. So if we were in person as well, I would show you where the bathrooms are and let you also know that anytime if you need to use the restroom, to please help yourself, exit quietly and mindfully, use the bathroom, and join us when you're ready. So since we're in this virtual format, I just let you know that anytime you need to pause or leave during class to use the restroom, I understand. I've been there. Please feel free to use the restroom at any time. And it's more than okay. So again, just to reassure that at any time you need to adjust or modify anything, any of the poses or any thing that we are practicing during this sequence, please do so for your own comfort level and adjust. You know, we're all, as babies growing, as bellies growing, please adjust to make sure you're comfortable and what feels good to you. So we do not want to push or even try to get into the fullest extent of postures during our pregnancy. We'll talk a little bit more about the hormone relaxin is being released heavily, and basically that happens during pregnancy to kind of help loosen up the ligaments and tendons in our joints, really to kind of help us during childbirth to kind of open up the pelvis, so it can assist us in having our beautiful baby. So relaxin can't just target the pelvis, so this hormone is circling through the whole body. So it's kind of loosening all of our joints, all of the areas in our body. So we just want to be extra careful. We're not trying to stretch as much as we can, take it as deep as we can. We really kind of want to come back to about 75% of our fullest capacity, maybe even further, depending on how you're feeling. Whether, you know, we have our backs bothering us, our knees, our ankles might be swelling, anything, you know, just be mindful. And we're just here to breathe, connect, and really just settle in here. This journey. So no competition, no pressure to go as far as you can, even though you might notice like, oh, I could probably get into splits a little more easier while I'm pregnant than I could before. We don't want to do that. So let's just back it up about 75%. To about 75% of our capacity, and just so with that being said, let's go ahead and find our comfortable seat. And so I really wanted to use this class or this sequence. I really want us to be thinking about and working on releasing the illusion of control. So as we're preparing for the arrival of our baby earthside, a beautiful bundle of joy, many of us have working on this birth plan, right? And during my own journey, I finally realized that it's not really a birth plan, it's a birth intention, because control is an illusion, and it might not happen the way that we want it to happen, but it's going to happen the way that baby wants it to happen. And baby will arrive no matter what, even if it's not what you always imagined. So as long as baby's happy and healthy, that's all that matters. I know for me, it's I had this whole idea of how I wanted to go, and it went the complete opposite. But she was happy and healthy, and that was her journey, and I'm so grateful for that. So I really want us to kind of just go with the flow during this practice, and really just let whatever comes up, whatever, um, to just come in and come out, and also really realize that everything happens for a reason, and to just be okay with whatever comes up. Be okay with a little bit of discomfort. Be okay if this doesn't feel the way that we think it's supposed to, and just be okay with the idea of different options in our pregnancy journey and this practice and in life in general. So as we're working on releasing the need for control, I also want us to really believe in yourself, believe in your own abilities, tapping into your own intuition. So with that being said, that's a lot on our third eye chakra. So our sixth chakra, Ajna chakra. So tapping into our own inner wisdom and the guidance that connects us to all things. Because we're a beautiful community of women, and we're all connected, and we have been in this, being able to have children for a long time in history. So this is a beautiful natural process that connects us to all things. And so just to bring us a little bit of awareness to our third eye, I'm gonna go ahead and take whatever finger, doesn't really matter. Just lick a little, and then right in between our eyebrows, we're gonna just moisten that spot where our third eye is. So maybe it brings us a little more awareness to that area. And also, as we're also tapping into this inner guidance, this intuition, and we're also going to tap into the sacral chakra, trusting the body and the birth process and the birth journey. So our sacral chakra, our womb space, our second chakra, Svadhisthana chakra. So we're going to be also focusing on this beautiful lunar energy here, this feminine energy, the home of our creativity, and really trusting that our body knows what to do, and then trusting that we know what to do, and just really tapping into this process and this beautiful journey. So with that being said, if we haven't already, finding our comfortable seat. I'm just taking a few deep breaths here. And so we were talking about that sacral chakra, Svadhisthana, or womb space. And we're going to bring our hands into our yoni mudra to really tap in to that energy. So with me, it might look a little bit different if you are farther along in your pregnancy journey. It might be up a little higher, closer to your belly button as baby gets bigger. But for me, I'll show where the heels of the palm will find the hip bone points, and then the thumbs will connect and the pointer fingers connect, rooting down, focusing on our sacred womb space. If it's a little bit higher, a little bit out further, you want to put your hands on baby, please feel free. And we'll go ahead and settle in and relax everything in the body. And just kind of close our eyes. Taking a few deep inhales and exhales here. Allowing yourself to tap in to this present moment. Allowing yourself to relax. Really show up on our mat, showing up for yourself, tapping into this beautiful, feminine, watery energy from the sacral chakra, sacred womb space, the divine feminine. Let's take a big breath into the nose. This time, open the mouth, exhale. We'll open our practice by chanting Om 3 times. Inhale to prepare. Om. Again, inhale. Om. One more. Inhale. Om. Releasing breath. Always knowing that you have the option to keep the eyes open. If closing the eyes does not feel good, it does not serve you in this practice. If we did have the eyes closed, and go ahead and gently open them up, releasing our hands. And then we'll come into a little bit of breath work, a little bit more to open up our class, to open up our practice. So we're going to start with our left hand at our heart and right hand at baby, on baby, connecting. And then again, your choice, eyes open or closed. We're going to practice a little bit of Brahmari breath, honeybee breath. And the baby can actually hear this vibration once it gets further along in the pregnancy. So this is a great way to connect and allow the baby to hear you, to feel you, and just a great way of connecting with your baby. And we will practice this pranayama, this breath practice. We're going to do 13 rounds of Brahmari breath because 13 is the number of the divine feminine. There's 13 moon cycles in a year. Women should have 13 moon cycles as well a year. So it's a beautiful feminine energy number. So it's a very magical number. 13 gets a bad rep, but it's actually very beautiful. So eyes open or closed. We're going to start on an inhale and then hum on the exhale. And we'll do 12 more at your own pace. Inhale. Last one, inhale. As you're ready, releasing the breath, releasing the arms, opening the eyes if we close them. And then we'll go ahead and get into some movement. So if you'd like to stay on your block, feel free. If you'd like to switch it out for something different size, softer, harder, please feel free. But we are going to switch up our feet. So let's switch. So opposite leg in front. I know for me, even now, but when I was pregnant, my feet would fall asleep flat. So adjust if you need to, if you ever need to like undo, if you need to shift out of the seated position, if you need to stand up. Again, if you need anything to drink, use the restroom, snacks, please trust your body, trust yourself, listen to what you need. And I'm actually gonna have a little water right now, speaking of. All right, so we'll just go ahead and allow our sitting bones to root down. And right now, just for where we are, just allow the palms to rest. Face down if you want to put some energy into yourself. Face up if you're open to receiving energy from the universe. So go ahead and close our eyes if we prefer. Eyes open if that feels better. Lengthen the spine, grow tall. And then take a big breath in, inhale. On the exhale, tuck the chin towards the chest, and then we'll bring the right ear towards the right shoulder for 3 gentle neck rolls in this direction. Taking your time, allowing the shoulders to relax. Mindful of any kinks. And take one more. And once we've finished, pause, chin to chest. And take the other side, left ear towards left shoulder. And take one more. And pause, chin to chest, and inhale, lengthen. And so I apologize. I usually mirror when I teach, but today I am teaching the same. So when I say right, I'm actually doing right. It might look different with the recording. But usually when I teach in person, I mirror. But I just want to make sure that I still kind of haven't taught in a while. So I just want to make sure I don't screw it up. So anyway, so back to our movement. Go ahead and lengthen the crown of the head. And then we'll move into our sideways. So I'll take that left arm, fingertips point away, glide it out with a long spine, taking it as far as comfortable, and then sweep those right fingertips up and over, lengthening here. Big breath in, out, and then we'll rise up and then glide out that right palm. Sweep those left fingertips. Take a big breath in, and big breath out. Inhale, we'll rise up. And exhale. Inhale, sweep both palms to touch. Interlacing the fingers and then press the palms to the sky. Find some movement here. You can open, you can round, you can kind of wiggle in different directions. Back and forth. And then we'll take one more inhale, press the palms all the way up, lengthening. And on the exhale, go ahead and bring the hands down. So fingertips point forward. You can either take them next to you or behind you slightly. Press those fingertips in, roll the shoulder blades together, open the heart, press the heart to the sky. If it feels okay, you can drop the head, releasing the neck. Take a big breath in, squeezing those shoulder blades together. And on the exhale, release, giving yourself a big hug, one arm on top. Maybe find your shoulder blades, maybe not. Inhale to lengthen. On the exhale, round, bowing, opening the space between the shoulder blades. Relaxing the head and neck. Take an inhale to rise. Exhale, release. Opening the arms really, really wide. Inhale. Exhale, opposite arm on top this time. Take a big breath in, lengthen, another big, beautiful hug because you deserve it. Exhale to round. As you're ready, inhale, rise and back up. Exhale, release the hands. Inhale, palms to touch overhead. This time on the exhale, we're going to turn to the left. So take that right hand to the left knee, left hand maybe behind us. Inhale just a little bit, just a very gentle, slight twist. We don't want any deep twists here on a pregnancy journey. Maybe just turn the head a little bit. Inhale, coming back to center. Exhale, twisting to the right. Being mindful, being gentle, nothing too intense. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, maybe turn the head. And then inhale, palms touch overhead. Exhale, bringing hands to our heart center. Beautiful work. And then releasing the hands, palms face down at the knees or the thighs, whatever's comfortable. And we'll just do a few Sufi grinds here. So we'll start with pressing the belly forward, around, maybe to the left, or whichever direction you start with the spine. So basically like our abdomen and pelvis is this mixing bowl. We'll take 3 to 5 rounds, one direction. Letting the spine round, and then letting the heart open. And then pausing when we've towards the front when we've done our 3 to 5 rounds and switching. Mixing the bowl. Yeah, direction. Great job. Again, if you need to switch up your seated posture at any time, please do so. Anytime you need a prop, to remove a prop, just adjust the stance. Trust your body, trust yourself, your own inner wisdom. Trust the process. You got this. And then go ahead and come back to the front, and then neutral spine. And then when you're ready, we'll gently remove, if we have anything underneath of us, gently remove it off to the side. And being mindful movement, feet off to one side. Come forward. And we'll make our way to our first tabletop pose, hands and knees. So spine is long, knees are hips distance apart, feet are in line with knees, hips are stacked over knees, toes can be tucked here or untucked, up to you. Palms spread wide under shoulders. And we'll go ahead and just extend that right leg first, shifting forward and backward. I know for me, when I was pregnant, I would get the worst calf cramps. So this is a really great way of stretching out the calf and the Achilles. Spend as much time there as you'd like before switching to the left side. If you are early in your pregnancy journey, if you're in first trimester or an avid yoga practitioner, and you feel comfortable, you can always tuck the toes and take a wide-legged downward facing dog if that's in your practice. I will just show tabletop for the sake of this sequence though. So once we get done, stretching out ankle, calf, and Achilles. And like I said, at any time you'd prefer downward facing dog instead of a tabletop during this practice, you're an avid practitioner, or you are early in your pregnancy journey, please feel free. So here in our tabletop, maybe we take a couple ankle circles if that feels good after kind of stretching everything out. And then we'll move into our cow-cat. So again, like I said, toes can be tucked or tops of feet on the earth, or maybe you play with both. So for the sake of our cow-cats, on the inhale, traditional cow, we really let that belly sink all the way. But when we are pregnant, we don't really want to dump out too much into that low back I know for me, my lower back was bothering me so much as the belly and baby grew. So for the sake of these cow cats, what we're going to do, it's going to kind of still be more of a tabletop. So we want to keep that spine long. We'll kind of slightly tilt the tailbone, but not as drastic as we normally would. So slightly tilt the tailbone, but it's still more of a tabletop long spine, but then the heart shines forward. So that's where we're getting the upper back, heart opening movement here. Shoulders rolling back, inhale. And then on the exhale, hugging belly and baby and finding our cat pose. Inhale, long spine, slight opening in the back, but heart shining forward. Exhale to round, finding our cat. I'm taking 2 more rounds here. Inhale, finding our gentle cow opening. Exhale, hugging belly. I'm taking as many rounds as you'd like. If it feels good, you can find tabletop, the long spine, and maybe look at one hip, look at the other, keeping that spine long. If it feels good to kind of wiggle the hips or roll the shoulders back and forth too. So just taking some movements here. Inhale, not letting the belly sink too deep. Remember, long spine, heart opening here. Exhale. And take one more, whatever we're doing. Inhale. Exhale. We'll inhale, come back to a neutral tabletop. We'll bring the big toes to touch, take the knees as wide as the mat, and exhale back into our child's pose. So make sure you have anything that feels good. So maybe our child's pose just kind of feels like this, right? Especially as belly and baby grow. If you have a block, you'd like to rest your arms on, if that feels a little bit better. If you'd like to take a block to rest your forehead on, if you'd like to stack your fists to rest on, or if you would prefer to come into child's pose, forehead to the mat. Remembering to make room for baby. We never want to put pressure on baby. So settling in here. I'm taking a couple breaths. And wherever we are, really tapping into that third eye. Maybe being reminded as that third eye is on the block. Maybe the third eye is connected to the fist. Maybe the third eye is connected to the mat. And take one more breath here. And then as you're ready, we'll carefully and gently make our way up and out. And then we'll make our way back to our tabletop. And so this is a great place to have blocks, especially as baby and belly grow. Have blocks at the top of the mat to help us get up. So from tabletop, we're going to step 1 foot forward and then the other. Having the blocks in front of the feet if that feels good. And take the feet a little bit wider, especially to make room for belly and baby if we're farther, second or third trimester. And then we're just going to take an inhale, press the palms maybe into the thigh, keep the knees bent a little bit here, really lengthen a little bit more. And then on the exhale, just slowly allow yourself to fold. If you'd like to place your hands on the blocks, maybe let the head hang. Nod yes or no. If it feels good, you can also take opposite hand to opposite elbow, hanging in ragdoll. Maybe letting the upper body sway left to right. Nodding the head yes or no. That feels good. Take a big breath in. And big breath out. One more inhale. One more exhale, releasing the hands. And then begin to walk the hands up the legs gently, carefully, slowly keeping the knees bent, rolling the spine. We'll carefully and gently roll up. Inhale. And on the exhale, release the shoulders down and back, coming into our mountain pose. And coming to the top of our mat. So if we have any dizziness at all, again, listen to your body, rest when you need to, take a drink when you need to, use the bathroom when you need to, trust what you need, don't push yourself. This is just gentle tapping into you and baby energy, relaxing, but also tapping into your intuition. You're stronger than you know, trusting the process, we've got this. So finding our feet on the ground, really planting, rooting in. We're strong, beautiful, powerful, intuitive creatures. So starting in Tadasana, we'll move, linking our breath with our movement. So on the inhale, palms will reach overhead. On the exhale, we'll just bring the hands down to the heart center. And we'll do that 2 more times. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to the heart. 1 more. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale. Now adding on, if we are feeling dizzy at all, or if we go into this and it starts feeling dizzy, stay here, just inhaling and exhaling to the heart. All right, no folding forward if that makes you feel a little dizzy. If we feel groovy enough in the dizziness, and we don't feel dizzy, please feel free to join me in a half sun salutation, releasing the hands by the side. Inhale to lengthen. On the exhale, soften the knees, being mindful of the back, slowly folding down. Making sure we have our blocks handy. Inhale to lengthen halfway, maybe palms to thighs or palms to blocks. Exhale to fold. Inhale, hands come to the legs, knees bend, slowly walking up to standing. Exhale, shoulders down. All right, 2 more if this feels good. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthening out of the spine. Exhale, softening the knees and folding. Inhale, walking hands up the legs, grounding, being mindful. Take your time. Exhale, shoulders down. Take 1 more just like this, or if we're doing our hands through heart center, 1 more of those. Inhale, sweep the palm. Exhale, gently. It's a little spider. Exhale, gently fold. Releasing the hands to the thighs or the blocks. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, walk the hands up the legs, gently mindful of the spine. Exhale, shoulders down. Beautiful. Awesome. So from Tadasana, let's take a big breath in. So inhale, palms to touch. Exhale, carefully folding forward. And this time, gently and carefully make our way back to tabletop. And then we'll take a few movements here. So this time we're going to have a long spine, and the circles are going to come from the knees. So we're going to be drawing circles with our knees, but with our hips. So we'll take a big circle, hips go up and around, but our spine stays long here, shifting forward. This also is kind of creating circles at our wrists. So 3 to 5, one direction. And all these hip circles, this is really great to help with childbirth. And then we'll pause and go the other direction. And then once we're done, we'll come back to a neutral tabletop, grab our blocks. Step 1 foot forward, trying to do the opposite, maybe switching every time if we can, if not, no worries. And then carefully walking all the way up. Inhale, exhale. Awesome. Okay. So shifting our blocks out of the way. Take our right foot a little bit over to the right, a little bit more, and then step that left foot back. Not all the way, but almost to that back left corner of the mat for warrior one. So we're on these train tracks here. If we can, kind of pulling that right hip back. If you'd like to have both hands at baby, maybe one hand at baby, one hand in the air, or both hands in the air. Settling in here. Fierce warrior. Tapping into our breath. Breathing here. You've got this. For 3. 2. One more inhale. And one more exhale. And as you're ready, we'll slowly and carefully, if it feels good, we can bring our hands to our hips and we'll slowly step back forward, taking feet hips distance apart or even wider, coming into chair pose, Utkatasana. So taking a seat here, inhaling, being mindful of our spine is long, glutes engaged. Breathing here, if you want to pulse a little bit, feel free. For 3. For 2. One more inhale. Exhale, we rise. Great job. Okay, take an inhale, hands come to hips. Exhale, we're going to toe heel that left foot over a little bit and step that right foot back for our warrior one. So on our train tracks, left hip back a little bit. Our legs are strong. Breathing here. For 3. For 2. One more inhale. And one more exhale. Maybe bringing hands back to the hips. We'll carefully step it forward. A few steps if you need to. And we'll take our chair pose once again. Inhale. Exhale, taking a seat. Inhale. Exhale, pulsing if you'd like. For 3. For 2. One more inhale. This time on the exhale, we're going to carefully, softly fold forward. And then as you're ready, maybe using the blocks, we'll carefully make our way back to tabletop once again. Again, downward dog can always be used in your own practice if you are avid practitioner earlier in your pregnancy. But for this one, we all want tabletop. We're going to do some pelvic undulations this time. So this time, the movement stems really more in the hips than the knees. So we're going to be drawing with our tailbone these circles. One direction, 3 to 5, one direction. Like we're kind of doing a hula hoop. And then once you finish that direction, we'll do 3 to 5 the other direction. And then we'll pause in our tabletop, grab our blocks if we would like them. Carefully step an opposite foot forward from last time, if we remember. Make our way. And then carefully walk up. Inhale. Exhale. Awesome. Okay. So this time, from our Tadasana, we'll bring that right foot to the center line of the mat on an inhale. On the exhale, we'll step that left foot all the way back in line with the right. It might take a few steps, especially as we are farther along in our pregnancy. You might need to take a few steps to get it all the way back. So this is a little bit of a longer stance than our warrior one coming into warrior two. So we want the heel in alignment on our tightrope. So one's in front of the other and the hips are open and the shoulders are open. One's in front of the other and the hips are open and the shoulders are open here. So hands can be at baby, or we can reach forward into our warrior two. Breathing here. For 3. For 2. One more inhale. On the exhale, making our way into extended side angle. So maybe forearm to thigh, maybe hand on belly. Forearm at thigh with hand on belly. Hand can stay, opposite hand can stay at that left hip. Maybe it feels good to reach up and over. We'll breathe here. For 3. 2. And 1. We'll carefully rise back up to our warrior two. We'll straighten that right leg and we're going to take the same thing this time just to the back of the mat. So turn that right foot. Those right toes are now in 45 degrees, and we'll turn those left toes facing forward, bending into that left knee, and we should be in our warrior two, now facing the back of the mat. And just settling in here. For 3. 2. One more inhale. And one more exhale. And then making our way into our extended side angle. So forearm can come to that left forearm can come to the thigh. Maybe hand comes to belly. Right hand can stay at right hip or reach up and over. Breathing here. For 3. 2. And 1. Inhale will bring us back up. Rising up and then straightening the legs. And then carefully just toe heeling feet towards each other or stepping them towards each other. We're going to make our way back to the top of our mat. We're going to come into tree pose. So if you have a wall handy, I know while I was pregnant, my balance was completely off. So if you'd like to set yourself up next to a wall, have your back to a wall, please feel free. If you have a piece of furniture or anything you'd like to hold on, please feel free. We're going to come into tree pose, starting with that left foot, lifting up all 5 toes, spreading all through that, planting our roots in that left foot, and then bringing that right sole of foot to that left ankle, more roots on the ground, again, holding on to anything or having our back long up the wall. Hands can be at belly here, at baby. Or one hand at belly, one hand at heart center, or both hands at heart center, whatever feels good to you. If you want to bring, you're feeling good with balance, you also have the option of bringing that right foot to the calf or skip the knee and find the thigh, especially if you're earlier in your pregnancy. And our sense of gravity hasn't shifted as baby has grown, and belly has grown. Your center of gravity, I should say. And take a couple more breaths here. One more inhale. And exhale, release, kind of shift it out. Move on to the other side. So lift and spread through that right foot. Plant our roots. Left foot comes to the ankle, calf, skip the knee. Remember, holding on to a piece of furniture or spine long up a wall. Hands on baby, one hand baby, one hand heart, or both hands in Anjali Mudra at heart. And we'll breathe here for 3, 2. One more inhale. One more exhale. Go ahead and release. Release the hands. Feet hips distance apart. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, soften the knees, carefully folding forward. Planting the palms, gently stepping it back to our tabletop pose. And then grabbing our blocks, walking them close to us. And we'll carefully take this right foot and step it forward. And again, remember, like I was saying, with that hormone relaxant, we are not trying to actively stretch as far as we can. We're very gentle. We're not going to our edge. We are not taking anything to its deepest extent. So coming into a low lunge, we don't need to walk that foot as far forward as we normally would. And we'll have our blocks here. If you need, if your knees are a little sore, if this is too much pressure, grab one of your towels or blankets, tuck it underneath of that back knee. And we're just going to kind of settle in here into our low lunge on the right side. Breathing here for 3. For 2. One more inhale, just being gentle. And one more exhale. So you can inhale to lengthen the spine. On the exhale, go ahead and shift the hips back towards that, stacking the hip over the left knee. If it feels good, you can lift those right toes, but keep that right knee soft coming into our half splits. Inhale, lengthen. Remember, not our fullest extent, just a gentle stretch here. Very, very gentle, very mindful. Exhale, folding. You might also have to take that right foot out a little bit to the right to have room for baby and belly. For 2. And 1. We'll carefully, gently rise up. Just gently bring that right knee back. And we'll carefully grab that left foot to the other side. So starting with our low lunge, gentle low lunge, using the blocks. If hands on the earth feel better, feel free. For 2, breathing here. Trusting your body, trusting the process, trusting your intuition. You're stronger than you know. Going with the flow, knowing that you can more than handle anything that happens. And as you're ready, inhale, exhale, shift it back to our half splits. Maybe keeping that foot grounded, maybe lifting the toes, but keep that left knee soft. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, maybe taking that left foot out a little bit to the left. We're making a little more room for our baby and belly. Inhale, exhale. Breathing here. Breathing into sacred womb space, connecting to baby. Connecting to your own divine feminine energy. This power and this magic that you can harness and tap into at any time. One more inhale. One more exhale. And then as you're ready, we'll carefully bend back into that low lunge and then just make our way up to Tadasana. So carefully standing, walk the hands up. Inhale. Exhale, the shoulders down. Awesome. Okay. So coming into Ekpadasana, we'll start with that left foot again, spread and plant. Hands start at hips, and we'll just kind of kickstand that right foot behind us. So you can see, just kickstand that right foot behind us, coming onto those right big toes. Let's see if I can show you a little better. Hips are facing forward. Now we can just stay here. Maybe this is enough challenge for our balance. Maybe we begin to lift those toes a little bit off the earth, squeezing our glutes. Maybe we lift a little bit more. Hands can stay at hips on baby or up overhead. Breathing here for 3, for 2. One more inhale. Exhale, releasing the leg, rising up, shake it out. And we'll do the same thing the other side. So right foot spreads, plants, hands to hips, kickstand that left foot out. Maybe we just stay here on those toes. Maybe we can see if we can lift the toes a little bit. One side might feel different than the other. Maybe lift a little bit more, squeezing the glutes. Hands at hips, baby, up overhead. Woo, woo. For 3. For 2. One more inhale. Exhale, release. Coming up to standing, take the feet a little bit wider than hips distance, and we'll take some standing pelvic undulation. So like we're have a hula hoop, 3 to 5, one direction, releasing all of that. And then 3 to 5, the other direction. Making sure the knees are soft here. All right. When you're ready, coming into our active meditation, this is where we trust the process, we trust ourselves, we are strong, tap into that intuitive power, that divine feminine energy. We'll go ahead and just step that left foot to the back of the mat, opening to the side again. So we want toes pointing out, heels in, coming into our high malasana squat, coming into our goddess pose. So I'm knock-kneed a little bit. So for me, it kind of feels good to bring my feet up a little bit to get my ankles underneath of my knees. Whew. And then we want toes and knees in the same direction. And then we want to sit back, stacking our hips over our shoulders if that feels good. You can also bring yourself to a wall once again. If this is not serving you, because we'll be here for a little bit, if this is not serving you in your practice, you can always walk around and do this active meditation with us. We can also add some pulsing in. You can pulse, or you can just stay still. So listen to your needs, tap into that intuition, trust, trust, trust. Let go of control. Just go with the flow, right? So we're gonna come into our cactus arms or our goddess arms. We're gonna make circles here. We're gonna be here for a couple minutes, so we've got this. We can do this in our fearless goddess pose. Again, we can do pulsations. We can be stagnant, or if we need to take a break and walk around and do it. Okay, listen. We're gonna add in some horse lips here to kind of help release. Horse lips are great. This is a great tool you can use during your childbirth process, as the lips directly correlate to the womb space and to relaxing the muscles in our womb to help relax and help the baby to make its way earthside. So we're gonna go ahead. We've already been here for a little bit, so this already counts where we've been. So we're breathing here. Active meditation, we got this, pulsing or not. If we want to add in those horse lips, we'll take an inhale. Exhale, relaxing the lips, which helps relax the pelvic floor. Inhale. Breathing here, you got it, okay? Here we go, keep going on your own. You got it. Take a break if you need to. Keep going, I'm with you. Squeeze those glutes. 45 more seconds. You can do it. You can do anything for 45 seconds. 30 more seconds. Fifteen more seconds. You got it. Trust yourself. You know you can do this. Let go of that control. For 10, 9, you got it. 8, 6, 5, 3, 2, and 1. Woo! Straighten those legs. Carefully step the feet in. Shake it out. Shake everything out. Getting our arms nice and strong for carrying baby. Oh, yeah. You don't think about that. No, with my 9-month-old, I'm like, oh, yeah, this was all the good stuff in the prenatal classes. Get you nice and strong. All right, shake it out. Great job. Great job. Great job. Great job. Beautiful mamas. So strong. So fierce, so intuitive, so powerful, so magical. Awesome. Okay. Let's cool it down. Well deserved. Okay, coming back to our Tadasana at the top of the mat. Inhale to sweep. Soften, exhale, and fold. If we need our blocks, have them handy. We're going to make our way back to tabletop. And then keep on walking back. Stacking our hips over our knees. So knees and feet, hips distance apart. Add any cushion underneath of those knees if you need to. And we're going to come into our pelvic undulations again. So just release all of that fierce, fearless goddess pose. So letting 3 to 5 circles in one direction. Hands can be at hips or on baby. When you've done your 3 to 5 rounds one direction, switching sides. Great job. Awesome work. All right. And coming into gate pose. So we have a lot of options here. So we're going to start with that right foot. Maybe we have the knee bent. We take it out to the side. So knee can be bent with the toes pointing out, with our hips open here. We can stay here. One hand at baby. Just breathe. Both hands at baby. Maybe one hand at the thigh. Otherwise, we can take that right hand to baby, reach up and over. Feels good. You can also kind of straighten that leg, reaching up. Breathing here for 3. Trusting what you need in this moment. Every time we show up on our mat is a different journey. So maybe today the knee's bent, tomorrow the leg will be straight, or vice versa. Inhale, we'll rise up. And carefully shift to the other side. So extending out that left knee. So again, stay here, knee bent. Maybe we're just here, reaching up and over. Maybe walk those toes out. Reaching up, straightening the leg. For 3. For 2. And 1. We'll carefully rise up. Hands at hips, carefully coming back to our knees. And now we have 2 choices here. So if this feels okay, again, I was getting some foot cramps too, but mainly when I was pregnant, the calf cramps and but if this feels good for your feet, we're going to tuck those toes. Option 1, toes tucked. We'll take a seat, stretching out the toes, coming into Virasana, a hero's pose here. If that does not feel good, no worries. We have other options. We just not tuck the toes, bring the big toes to touch, take the knees wide, and we come into our child's pose. However we took it. And breathing here. For 3. 2. And 1. So if we were in child's pose, walking back up. If we're in our toe stretch and hero's pose, we'll go ahead and carefully shift forward, tuck those toes, and we'll all kind of take a seat on our heels. If you need to roll up a blanket in between the thighs and calves, if you need a block to sit on or a cushion or anything to sit on, instead of sitting directly on the heels, please feel free. All right. So coming into our variation of Chandrasana, really focusing on that side waist opening here during class. I know for me, because we're always told that it's best to sleep on our left side, or at least on our side, left side preferably. I know it felt so good to stretch out those sides, the side waist muscles. So really working on those. So bringing our hands to our head on the inhale, lengthening. On the exhale, we'll tip over to the right, keeping the spine nice and long. And inhale, we'll rise back up. Exhale, we'll tip it over to the left. And then inhale, rise back up. Exhale, release the hands. So for our next posture, we have 2 options. So we'll go ahead and shift the feet out from underneath of us, coming onto our seat. So option 1, we'll come into Upavishta Konasana. I like to call this dragonfly. And again, not to our fullest extent. So maybe we come in a little bit, 75% of the way, not 100 or 110%. So just about 75%. So we can breathe here. If you need to take something rolled up underneath of the sitting bones or the tailbone, please feel free. So option 1, if this feels good, you can also roll up blankets underneath the knees and keep the knees soft if that feels good as well. Option 1, Upavishta Konasana. Option 2, Baddha Konasana, or bring the soles of feet together, maybe not as close to us as possible, maybe not as far away, finding a happy medium with the soles of feet coming together. So option 1, having our blocks or bolsters or props handy. We can breathe here, inhale, lengthening, exhale. Just going gentle stretch here, right? Gentle stretch. Option 1. Option 2, being mindful of baby and belly. Breathing here. For 3. For 2. And 1, wherever we are. If we were in Baddha Konasana, walking our way up. If we were in Upavishta, walking our way up, grabbing underneath the knees, bringing them together. If we were in Baddha Konasana, bringing our knees together. And then we'll all come into a comfortable seat. So like we took at the beginning of class. So grab whatever you need to take underneath of you. Block, a meditation cushion, blanket, towel. And take your dominant leg in front so the way that's comfortable. And we'll just work on releasing the shoulders. So this is huge. Even postnatal, I will tell you, these stretches are great to do at home. Prenatal, postnatal, amazing. So first we'll come into some Gomukhasana, cow face arms. So we'll start by sending that right arm to the sky and then bending the elbow, reaching the fingers down the spine, left palm comes to that right elbow. And we can breathe here, kind of using the head to push it through. If you have the full bind in your practice, you can reach around, left fingertips, reach for those right fingertips behind you. And I'll tell you, during my pregnancy journey, this side, I have the bind. The other side, I couldn't even touch my fingertips. And I think it had a lot to do with sleeping on my left side for so long. So yeah, just be mindful. One side might be different, and that's okay. Just trusting the process. Let go of the need for control. Divine time, divine feminine, divine magic. And go ahead, take one more inhale. Exhale, release. Left arm to the sky. Inhale, exhale, bend. So we can start with that right palm at that left elbow, using the head to press it back. Maybe we have a full bind again. I just got the bind back. And it's a tough one. I have to really work at it. So, breathing in your variation of Gomukhasana arms. It should feel good. Take a couple more breaths. More inhale, exhale, release. And then coming into our Garudasana, so we'll take that right arm underneath of the left, and bind with the thumb or the palm. Maybe playing around with lifting the elbows up and down. That feels good. The arms up and away. Really releasing the upper back, shoulders, back of the shoulder. Carry 3. 2. And 1. Go ahead and release. And then switching arms, left arm underneath, right arm on top. Playing here, reaching away. One more inhale. And then exhale, release. Great job, mamas. So we will come into our restorative rest or Shavasana if you are early enough in your pregnancy, first trimester, and you do not feel dizzy. You can take traditional Shavasana lying all the way down on the ground. If you still prefer a traditional Shavasana shape, but you're further along in your pregnancy, go ahead and grab 2 blocks. Take one on its highest, and then a few inches away, take one on the medium. Grab a flat bolster if you have, or a cushion. And you're going to set it up. Make sure it's stable before you lie down. Make sure you test it a little bit. Make sure it's stable. And then you can take another bolster or pillows underneath of the knees, taking the feet wide. Make sure your sitting bones are back towards that one bolster. And you can kind of lie down and let the arms rest. So this is one option for a supported Shavasana. Otherwise, we can take our Garbhasana, supported fetus pose, on our left side, right? We're always on the left side. So again, those two options of Shavasana shapes. If you don't want to lay on your left side, I understand. We spend a lot of time on the left side, like I said. So we come onto our left side, have any support items that you need. So I like to have my small bolster up at the top, carefully lie down, just be gentle. We'll take the big bolster in between the legs, and then we'll carefully take the other cushion or bolster underneath the head. If you'd like to have anything else to hug onto, maybe I like to put the top hand on baby, the other hand's on the earth, and we'll just rest here. So wherever we are, we're going to rest. Closing the eyes, allowing the body to relax. All this beautiful work, hard work that you did today on the mat to integrate. Tapping in once again to that third eye chakra, Ajna chakra, your own inner wisdom, trusting that, trusting your intuition, trusting your deep connection to all things, divine guidance. Tapping into that second chakra, sacral center, Svadhisthana, sacred womb space, divine feminine energy, energy of creation, it's magical power. Trusting that your body knows what to do. And letting everything else go. Flowing like water. The water energy at our sacral center. It's lunar energy. Letting everything else go. And I'll take a few more breaths here. Knowing that if you need to lay here longer, listen to that. Honor what resonates with you. Since this is a virtual format, you can pause, rest here longer. Or you can just rest here longer and just continue the video as we move on. And breathing, just listening to us. If you're ready to move out of this posture, if we are in Garbhasana, supported feet exposed, we'll carefully make our way. Remove anything between our legs, carefully rise up. Making our way to our seat. If we were in Shavasana, we can roll to one side. If we were in supported Shavasana here, we'll remove our bolster from underneath the legs, grab our thighs, and then carefully Find the earth. Don't engage the core. Go ahead and plant the palms and then walk ourselves up to seat. So go ahead. All meet on our seat, grabbing anything that we need for support underneath of us. And this time doing our opposite leg in front. So the awkward way, our non-dominant leg. And we'll come into a little bit of a pranayama. We'll come into alternate nostril breath. I call it analam vilam because it's different than nadi shodhana, because we will not be doing any breath retention. When you're pregnant, you do not want to hold your breath. You always want it to flow. You do never want to keep breath from baby. So I usually like to use the hand placement a little differently though, like we do with nadi shodhana, because it's hard for me to have this hand placement and go. I get kind of loosey-goosey with it. So if you'd prefer to do like the hang 10, your right hand, your right thumb at the right nostril, pinky finger, and maybe the ring finger too at the left nostril, please feel free. I like to prop my pointer and middle finger at my third eye. And since we're talking about tapping into that third eye energy, it's a little extra. So I place the pointer and middle finger at the third eye, the thumb at the right nostril, and the pinky and ring finger at the left nostril. So we're going to do 7 rounds of this alternate nostril breath to tap into all 7 chakras. So as you're ready, before closing anything, eyes can be open or closed. At the right nostril, the ring finger and pinky at the left. So take a big breath in through both. Exhale through both. Remember, don't hold the breath, keep it fluid. Inhale, close left, inhale right. Close right, exhale left. Inhale left. Close, exhale right. Keep it fluid. Inhale. Exhale left. Inhale left. Close, exhale right. Inhale right. Close, exhale left. Inhale left. Close, exhale right. 4 more. Inhale right. Close, exhale left. Inhale left. Close, exhale right. Inhale right. Keep it fluid and moving. Exhale left. Inhale left. Exhale right. Inhale right. Exhale left. Inhale left. Exhale right. All right, 1 more. Inhale right. Exhale left. Inhale left. Exhale right. And then release the hand. Feeling both nostrils open. More oxygen getting into the body, the bloodstream, to baby. And then eyes can open if they were closed, coming into our final meditation. So this time we will bring right hand to heart, left hand to baby. And we'll play around with the mantra so hum. I am so hum. So tapping into that inner knowledge, that inner wisdom, inner power, inner guidance. You are powerful, you are wise, you are strong, you release control, you go with the flow, you are magic, you are wonderful, beautiful mama, strong, fierce. So eyes open or closed. And then using this mantra silently with yourself, you can follow along with me on the inhale, using the mantra so. On the exhale, hum. Inhale, so. Exhale, hum. Inhale, so. Exhale, hum. And we'll do this 10 more times at your own pace. Once again, tapping into that divine number 13. Inhale, so. Exhale, hum. 7 more times. Inhale, so. Exhale, hum. Inhale, so. Exhale, hum. Inhale, so. Exhale, hum. Inhale, so. Exhale, hum. 2 more. So, hum. So, hum. And as you're ready, if we had our eyes closed, gently opening the eyes, releasing the hands, and then we'll join in Jnana Mudra, where our pointer and thumbs are connecting and the 3 other fingers are extended. We'll allow them to rest face up at our thighs or knees. Spine is long here, eyes open or closed. And we will close our practice, our time together with 1 Om and 3 Shantis. Really just tapping in and letting go. Once we release that need for control, peace is invited in. Shanti, peace. All right, if you're ready, closing the eyes if you'd like. Take a big breath in, and big breath out. Then inhale to prepare. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Carefully releasing the hands, fluttering the eyes open, make them close. I want to thank you so much. Maybe bringing hands to the heart center if you feel called to do so, or that third eye, bowing to the intuition, maybe bowing to your sacred womb space. Thank you, thank you, thank you, everyone, for showing up, joining me, showing up for yourselves. Remember to tap into this beautiful, magical power, this divine feminine energy, this energy of creation in your sacred womb space. This tapping into this intuition at any time, trusting it, connected to our third eye and our womb space, divinely guided intuition. And just going with the flow, releasing the need to control, knowing that you are loved, you are protected, you are guided, you are supported, you are loved. If I said that, I still kind of have pregnancy brain, so I might repeat things, but you are so supported and loved. And if you are here, I would love to hear how you're feeling, what felt good, what didn't feel good, if you had any questions, if you needed if you had any needed some recommendations. I have a list of professionals in all different facets of the prenatal and postnatal journey in the medical field that would be able to assist you with questions that I might not be able to quite answer for you, and to refer you to them. And also, remember that you can take any of these practices that we had on our mat today home with you. Anything that you might need. If you can't make it to a class in person, or on a virtual format, know that any of these things you can practice at home. The horse slips, the meditations, um, our active meditation, some of just the gentle restorative postures. Listen to your body. Always take time for you. Fill your cup first, right? So you can take care of others. And so nurturing yourself, right? So I hope that you feel good, you feel confident, you feel like you're in the flow, you're trusting this, your own inner wisdom, your own inner guidance, you're trusting your body, you're strong, you're beautiful, you're powerful. And thank you again so much for joining me. The light within me honors and acknowledges the light that shines so vibrantly from each and every one of you. And we'll bow together.